Hey everybody, Eric M Twins 28 here, vlog 293, 94 I believe. It's April 7th, 2026. It's about 3:30 in the morning. It's been a late night for me. I just finished shooting episode 2 of Power and Revolution 2023, the Gen X president. Hope you guys are enjoying it. I do have a little announcement I'm going to be posting on the beginning of that video, and I'll tell you guys right now, a warning. I had some audio issues. It kept cutting in and out, and I noticed that in the first episode, so I apologize for that. And I don't know why it's doing that. It's something to do with my laptop. I'm running on the laptop, so it may be some hardware or software issues. I don't know. I'd run this game on the desktop if it was working, but the hard drive took a shit, and I'm still figuring out how to fix that and deal with get that fixed, or if I'm going to have to replace the hard drive. I got a couple ideas in mind, but nothing confirmed or pending yet, so just got to bear with me. So, but the playthrough's fun. Yeah, I wanted to get back into Power and Revolution, even though I've never finished a series before because it's always crashed or I've given up or whatever. But this one, I want to do something different, even though it's an older title. I don't have the new one yet, which I would like to. But I wanted to do something different, a brand new character, so I make myself the president and go from there. So we'll see how far I can get this thing going. Episode 2 is epic. It's going to be good. Even though there's a few parts where the audio cuts out. But hopefully you guys stick around and watch the video. It does come back in, the audio eventually. So you got to just go watch along and you'll figure it out. The expansion of the U.S. begins. And the recovery of the economy and all that. So I hope you guys enjoy it. If I seem a little tired, it's because I took some pain meds, my leftover pain meds from my foot surgery from a couple weeks ago. I actually cracked one of my bad teeth, my bad tooths. I got a couple bad teeth up here that have cracked before and lost pieces of it, and I got another one right here. I was eating, we had Burger King the other night because I was craving it. Putting Jonathan on the school bus last week, and Burger King was wafting down the street from where we live, and I just sent a text to Dad saying, "Hey, I just got a waft of Burger King. It smells good." And he ended up saying, "Well, let's do it. We haven't done it in a while." So I'm like, "Cool." And I actually chipped piece of the tooth that was already broken on a French fry, of all things. And now it's been hurting the last few days, so I've been using some gel you can put on there to numb it. And it is wiggling. It's eventually going to either come out on its own or I'm going to have to go in and get it looked at. But tonight was so bad. I had one painkiller left from my surgery last week, and I'm like, fuck it. Because I have more pain with this than I am with that. So I'm a little loopy. That's fine, because I want to hit the hay here in a little bit. I just wanted to shoot a video and shoot the shit with you guys and talk about my plans, talk about Power and Revolution. Still no fix it yet for the PS5 controller that broke. Piece of shit I got. Right now I want to lean towards fixing my computer first, but we'll see. But I'm really disappointed, and my PS4 controller, my warm PS4 controller that's barely hanging on, is all I got left. So I can't think of anything else. Got Twins. They won last night, beat the Tigers, even though some of the guys are doing pretty shitty. Matt Wallner's striking out at an alarming rate. He had 5 the other night. 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts. Had 3 more last night. He's been hitting bombs, but he's also been striking out a lot. And he's been costing us challenges. He's been using the ABS system and failing miserably. Derek Shelton needs to tell these guys, do not challenge balls and strikes unless, if it's a 3-2 count or 3 balls and a bad call or 2 strike counts, then I accept it. Or just say only certain players can call balls and strikes, and that for challenges. And personally, I think that would be the catchers, Caratini and Ryan Jeffers. And Buxton. Buxton's pretty good. He had a couple calls that he was right on. And so I wouldn't trust anybody else. And they need to do something with some of the players that have been struggling. Brooks Lee's just been a butcher in the field at short. He's not hitting good. The magic's gone. I think it's time to send him down for some training and bring up Kalen Culpepper. Culpepper is just tearing it up in St. Paul. He's been hitting bombs. He's been getting on base. He's looking great defensively at short. The Twins just need to stop fucking around with the prospects' service time and just call them up. I mean, the ownership's already pissed off the fans by cutting payroll and right-sizing the ship, the business. Well, if you want to make money, you got to spend money, and they're not doing that. They're pissing the fans off, and the team's playing like garbage. They didn't do anything to fix the bullpen. It's an absolute dumpster fire. You got players in the outfield and the infield that are struggling at the plate and in the field. You got prospects down in the minors that have no business being in the minors anymore. They're just doing well. Kalen Culpepper is the top one. Walker Jenkins, he's been hot and cold. He's back from an injury. He's doing okay. He's heating back up. His spring training was cut short because he had a hamstring issue, so he's kind of warming back up. We'll see on him. Emmanuel Rodriguez, he needs to be up at the major league level. Put him in left or right. Gabriel Gonzalez, Gabby Gonzo, as I like to call him, he's another one that could come up. You could easily trade Larnach to a team that needs an outfield help. We got a plethora of left-handed outfielders. Somebody has got to be interested in one of them or both of them. Trade them out of here for something that we need. Call up the rookies. And let's see what they got. This is one of the few times where I'm fine with not going after veteran players and seeing what the rookies have to offer, because we got some damn good rookies down in the minors, and I'm ready. And I'm tired of this continued crap that the Twins front office and ownership have done since I can remember, probably since the Puckett days. Oh, we're gonna hang on to the prospects, and we're gonna worry about the future. We're gonna worry about the future next time. Well, it's been how long since we've done all this crap? And we're still talking about the future and holding back these guys. They can only prove so much in the minors. It's time to call them up. All the other teams in Major League Baseball have called up their prospects. I mean, in recent years, kids that have been drafted in the draft have made the show in the same year they were drafted, or shortly thereafter. So it's like we seem to be the only team in baseball that don't want to do that, and we manipulate the service time and screw them over. This team the ownership needs to do something to get the fans back in the good graces and bring the fans back to Target Field. And I can't think of a better way than bringing up these kids that are ready. They're proving themselves. And, if you want to continue to save payroll, get rid of the veterans that suck ass and bring in the kids. Or if you don't want to get rid of the veterans because you just can't make a deal, well, send them to St. Paul then. And if they're out of options, well, then put them on the waivers. And if they clear waivers, guess what? They're going to go to freaking St. Paul or Wichita, whatever you decide to send them. Something's got to give. And I'm tired as a Twins fan. This is bullshit. And this is why I wanted to do MLB The Show again. And I'm doing it my way. And we're actually doing pretty good in the show, as you guys have seen. And of course, I mentioned before, I made a trade off camera, which I can't show you guys until I go back in, get my controller fixed. Blockbuster trade I made, and we will see the debut of another rookie, and it will be glorious. But I just wish the real Twins, would just do something. Just listen to your fans. Do something to make us happy. Just stop bullshitting us and going with status quo and all that crap. Because eventually we're just going to say, fuck it. You know what? We don't care anymore. And they might just say, fuck it. And either say, we're moving the team, or they'll sell it to somebody else. They should just do the fans a favor. Sell it to somebody who's interested in keeping the team here and building a championship. It's been since 1991, and it is just disgraceful that we haven't had a championship since then. So, I'm going to get off my soapbox on the Twins. I'm starting to feel it, but I want to keep talking a little bit. Just get things off my chest. Timberwolves have kind of hit a brick wall. They've lost a few games lately. I think Ant was hurt. I think he might be back. But it's not looking good for the Timberwolves. I don't think they can clinch the Western Conference championships, but they can still get in the playoffs, but it's looking pretty tough. The Wild are kind of doing okay. I think they can still win their division, so that my write that down prediction for the Wild is still intact. But I did predict both the Wild and the T-Wolves would make their respected championship finals. Although I didn't say the Wild would win theirs. I did say the T-Wolves would win theirs, but now I'm starting to think that's not going to happen unless they start getting hot. We'll see about that. The draft is in a couple weeks, so a lot of my predictions on that's going to come off. I still think we're going to draft Dylan Thielman, the safety out of Oregon, at 18. A lot of people don't think he's going to make it that far, or we're going to trade backwards to get more picks. I'm sorry, if he's there at 18, if we don't trade before the draft or during the draft up to that point, and we get to 18 and it's our pick, and he's still there, you have to take him. A lot of people don't value safeties in the first round. Well, we drafted a safety many years ago, and it turned out to be Harrison Smith, and that was a pretty good deal. More recently, we traded back. We got Lewis Cine. Didn't work out so much. But this kid from Oregon is better than Lewis Cine, and he's better than some of the other guys we've drafted in the draft in the last 10 years at that position or corner. If Jeremiah Love doesn't fall to 18, but Dylan Thielman is there, don't trade back. Just take him. And if there's somebody else in the first round you want to go get, then try to work out a trade to get another first-round pick. You got Jonathan Grenard. There's rumors about him being traded. Trade him on draft night. Trade him to a team that's looking for some help. It's probably going to be a playoff team, so it'll be a lower first-round pick. But if you can get one of those guys, one of those picks, great. Or if you want to stockpile for next year where it's going to be a better draft class, especially at quarterback, if Kyler doesn't work out and JJ doesn't work out, then you got a shot at a new quarterback for next draft. But I don't think that's going to happen. I honestly think if we get the right pieces in place, I think Kyler's going to do pretty good. And that's what he needed. He needed to get out of Arizona. Arizona's a dumpster fire. He needed the right coaching, the right infrastructure, and he's got that here. The offensive line is slowly getting better, although we need to think about a future successor for Brian O'Neill, and eventually the right guard, because Will Fries is going to get older. But we got depth at center, but we're probably going to draft a new center. I want them to. Either Connor Lew, Slaughter out of Florida, or the center out of Iowa. He is pretty good too. One of those three I would like to draft. The left guard we got last year, Donovan Jackson. He's great. Darisaw, if he can stay healthy, he's one of the best, if not the best, left tackles in the game. The O-line is getting there. We just got to worry about depth. Receivers, we're all set, maybe except for receiver 3, which there's a lot of rumors about either drafting one or picking up a free agent that's available. I know there's rumors about DeAndre Hopkins coming here. He played with Kyler in Arizona. I'd be fine with that. To be like an Adam Thielen thing, but I think Hopkins has some left in the tank. He says he's willing to come here and play. That'd be great. I mean, Hopkins would probably be excited to play with Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. Addison's going to be back. They picked up his fifth-year option. Hopefully he stays out of trouble. Otherwise, if he gets in trouble again, does he get traded? Vikings love him, so somebody needs to keep an eye on him. I still think Jordan Addison needs to sit down with Chris Carter and talk to him. Because Chris Carter came here to Minnesota from Philly. We paid $100 to get him, and he turned his life around. Thanks to Buddy Ryan cutting him from the Eagles, and the Vikings gave him a chance. So Buddy Ryan, Dennis Green, they helped him become the guy he ended up becoming. He cleaned his act up, and he's a Hall of Famer. And I think Carter needs to sit down with Jordan and kind of be a mentor to him off the field, as far as this is what I went through, and if I didn't get help or clean my act up, I could have been in jail, I could have been dead, whatever. They need to do the same with Jordan Addison. They need to his issue is driving at 100 miles an hour or driving under the influence. He needs to cut that crap out. And it's always been something that's nagged me for all these years. These celebrities, sports figures. You got all this money. You're famous. You're going out partying. I get it. You want to go out party, show off and all that. But if you're drunk or under the influence of drugs, marijuana, what have you, and you're driving somewhere, you need to go somewhere, order an Uber, get a taxi, hire a limo driver, get a designated driver. It's not worth the bad publicity. It's not worth attempting to kill somebody if you hit somebody. Just use your brain. Make better choices. I am proud to say in my lifetime, I never, ever, ever drove drunk or under the influence. There was one time I went out with friends after work, early 2000s. We worked it was like it was a 6-hour shift on a Friday. We got out at like 4 o'clock, something like that. And down the street from our factory was a bar, Cordy Cantina. It's not a bar anymore. It turned into a Baptist church. But we all hung out after work. We always did it every Friday, or every other Friday. And it was a friend's birthday. He's celebrating his birthday. All of us went over for drinks. And thankfully, one of the co-workers' wife met us there, and she was the designated driver. She didn't drink. And thankfully, at the time, I lived... this was before I was married. I was still single. And I was living in Frazee with mom and dad, paying rent with them. It was a good deal. Keep an eye on mom and dad and help out around the house and cheap rent. And the co-workers I was with, they lived in the same city as I did, and they just like, hey, you can stay with us, have a few drinks. I'm like, I gotta get home. I was like, we got a designated driver. We know where you live and all that. I'm like, all right, fine. So one time I got drunk in public and I left my car there, and I came home and told mom and dad, we had a good time. We had a birthday party at the bar after work, and had a little too much to drink, and we had a designated driver, and I just came home with my friends from work, left my car at the bar. Bar said it was fine, I could pick up tomorrow, and mom and dad said, good job, good judgment. It's like, I had not even any thoughts of driving drunk. And so that's what people with money and just celebrities, just use your head. I mean, I was a 20-something-year-old adult, a nobody in Minnesota, and I made the smart choice. I'm like, well, I can either call my mom and dad to pick me up, or I can get a ride with my friends. I'm like, I'll get a ride with my friends. And next morning, after I sobered up, mom had to come to town anyways to go shopping. We came to the bar, and I picked up my car. It was still there, and see you when I get home. Okay. So, I wish people would be more smarter than that to make decisions like that. All right, sorry to get off on tangent about drunk driving and not doing it, and being smart. Um, so yeah, the Chris Carter needs to get brought in and just kind of wrangle Jordan, just kind of rewire him. And all right, kid, you get your fifth year option. We love you, but one more screw up and you're out of here. And they need to also talk to him about his teammate Jeff Gladney, how he made a stupid choice in life and it cost him his life. And I think there was another teammate of theirs that got in trouble and cut too. And of course, his teammate from a year or two ago, the corner, he was drafted by the Vikings, and he himself got killed by a drunk driver. It wasn't his fault. He was in a car with his friends, and they got hit by a drunk driver, and they all died. Jordan Addison needs to be like, he needs a wake-up call, or just somebody to wrangle him in and say, come on, kid, you can be better than this. So, but I think the Vikings are going to draft. I still think Dylan Thielman is going to be the number one pick for us at the 18th spot or somewhere in the first round. I really hope they can get a second first round pick. I mean, my ultimate fantasy would be them to get a draft pick, trade up into the top 10 to get Jeremiah Love, even though KOC has proven he can't run the ball, but we need to run the ball. We have not had a good running back since Delvin Cook. And by good, I mean borderline elite, exceptional. Delvin Cook was good, but nobody comes close than Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson was the lead Hall of Famer. He should be in the Hall. We haven't had anybody that exciting since Adrian Peterson. We've had guys that showed flashes, but they just never went anywhere. Like Xavier Scott. I love Xavier Scott. I'm glad we re-signed him. We tendered him. He basically took over for Ty Chandler. I was a Ty Chandler fan too, but unfortunately it didn't work out with him. But hopefully with Xavier, they can keep him locked in. They need to find a new fullback with C.J. Ham. What a ham. Retiring. I wouldn't mind Xavier Scott putting on a few pounds and going that route. I mean, they've done it before. I mean, Jim Kleinsasser, he started as a tight end and then they moved to fullback. They could do the same with Xavier Scott. They need somebody that knows how to block. But, yeah. Or draft a beefy tight end and transform him to fullback. That'd be another good idea. Oh, yeah, a lot of people want us to draft Sadiq, the tight end from Oregon. A lot of people want us to draft him at 18. It's like, no. We don't need tight ends. We have Hawkinson coming back, even though he's been not earning his paycheck, but I still think he was healing a little bit last year. We have Josh Oliver. I think we're fine for now. We have more important needs in a tight end. I don't want Sadiq. As good as he is, I'd rather spend it on running back and safety, or if those two are gone, maybe trade back, or find if a right tackle drops to us, get Brian O'Neill's successor. I mean, there's a lot of options we could do. As long as we don't get a quarterback in the first round this year, I'm fine. There's nobody I want. Mendoza's not going to fall to us, and I don't want Mendoza anyways. And Ty Simpson, don't want him. If we're going to get a quarterback, I want it next year. I don't think we're in the Arch Manning conversation unless we tank, and I don't see us tanking. We're not that bad of a team. Vikings have never been that bad. Close, but not to the point of tanking like the Jets. And anybody that gets drafted by the Jets, I am sorry. I'm really sorry. Aaron Glenn, you're in over your head, dude. You should have stayed in Detroit. You should have just said, nah, I'm not going to let dumpster fire. But yeah, they need a lot of help in New York. Excuse me, New Jersey. So I'm looking forward to the draft. It's going to be fun. I'll follow it. Watch Purple Daily, Draft Party. I don't watch the draft live. We don't have cable here. We don't have satellite. We cut the cord because it's just too damn expensive. Um, um, so we just watch. We just listen to it on TV or on podcasts. I watch the draft party, the Purple Daily Draft Party, and then we just go from there because we have other things more important around the house that we do. Um, we've been here for a year and a half now. We're still putting things away and going through stuff, so it's nice. Downsizing, getting rid of a lot of crap. What else? What else? What else? What else? Haven't followed NASCAR. I have been following NASCAR, but they've been off this week. And I missed out on my write that down because I didn't realize it was an off week this week, so I'm kicking myself. I'm trying to get back into NASCAR, but it just really has not been the same since all my favorite drivers are retired. Dale dying in 2001. Even though I wasn't really a Dale Earnhardt fan. I felt happy for him when he finally won the 500. And that last win of his at Talladega in 2000, that was amazing. How he won that. And then that finish to the Daytona 500, should have finished 1, 2, 3. Dale, the Intimidator, and just shocking way he died. I mean, he hit the freaking wall, and just a few laps before that, there was the big one, and Tony Stewart flipped his fucking car, and he walks away with barely a scratch. And Earnhardt hits the wall like he'd done thousands of times, dead. I don't get, it's a tragic loss, and NASCAR hasn't recovered since. It's gotten worse, and they need to go back to the golden age of NASCAR. There's some drivers today I do like. I like Chase Elliott. I like Bill Elliott's kid. I don't understand the hate. I think the people just hate him because he wins a lot. Kind of like Jeff Gordon, constantly winning. Jeff Gordon's a cocky bastard, and that's why I didn't like him. But Chase just doesn't seem that cocky to me. Denny Hamlin, he's very cocky, but he's good. I like Denny. He's got an edge to him that I like. Kyle Busch, he's an ass. But he reminds me of Rowdy Burns, and that's his nickname, Rowdy. So, um, yeah. So there's a few NASCAR drivers I do like, but I just don't follow it as much as I used to because all my favorites. DW, retired. Mark Martin, retired. And Mark Martin got screwed out of that Daytona win. That Kevin Harvick snuck out on him. Mark Martin was leading was in first when they waved the flag. When the wreck happened, they didn't wave the flag right away until Harvick passed him by an inch, and then they waved the flag. That was bullshit. Mark Martin got screwed. Bobby Labonte was another favorite driver of mine. Kyle Petty, when he was driving the Mellow Yellow car, and even after that, the Hot Wheels car, that was iconic. But I just stopped watching NASCAR on a regular basis. Trying to get back into it so I can let my son watch it. He loves racing and cars, and so I'd like to get him to watch NASCAR. I mean, I got a freaking case of Hot Wheels, and I got a whole bunch of nice NASCAR ones, and I don't let him play with that because he's rough with his toys. I'm holding on to them until he's older and better with his toys and doesn't break them and smash them and bite the wheels off. But eventually, when he calms himself down and treats his toys nice, he's got a whole bunch of cars to play with, and a lot of them are NASCAR, including some Days of Thunder ones I got. That's going to be nice. So, I think I'm going to wrap this up. I'm starting to get really tired. I got some more updates coming. Hopefully, I'll have this computer thing figured out one way or another. And when that happens, I'll give you guys an update. Same with the PlayStation. I'm hoping to be medically cleared with my feet soon. The healing process is going well. I have an appointment later today to get the stitches taken out and check, see how it's healing. Should be okay. My eyes are slowly getting better. I'm starting to apply now or look for online jobs, remote work, because that's all I can do right now, at least during the day. Otherwise, I'm going to have to find like an overnight job because, I got Jonathan in school during the day and my dad's at work during the day. So if I can find something like at night where I can get him to sleep, put him to bed, and then I can go to work and work the night shift and be back in time for Jonathan to get up and go to school, or stay up with him. That might be something I have to do. There's a few places in town I could probably do that, but it all depends on my health. My main concern is my fatigue issues, which has gotten better the last few days, but I still have it. I'd rather sit at a desk and just do stuff like that. So there's a couple ideas I'm looking at. There's a couple places. And of course I got to deal with this broken tooth. See if I can find a dentist that'll take my insurance and at least yank it out. So any updates on my computer issues or what have you, or the channel, I'll let you guys know. Or if you just want to shoot the shit like this right now. This weather lately has just been really Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I mean, like a week or two ago, it was nice out. The snow was gone. We were in the 50s, 60s. I think we almost hit 70 on one day. And then we got a snowstorm and it dumped on us. And now it's warming up again, so we got some melting going on. And it sucks because I can only do so much with a boot on my foot, both feet, and I can't go outside and shovel the whole thing for my dad. I can only do so much. It sucks. We have a snowblower, but we're missing parts for it. We just got it fixed, and when we moved, part of the snowblower where the snow comes out, the trough, there's a part that's missing, so it's in the garage somewhere. We just gotta find it. So we've been shoveling for the last year and a half. So that's another goal of ours, is to get the garage cleaned out finally, and find the missing parts for the snowblower so we can use it next winter. Excuse me. So I think I've rambled on for 32 minutes, too long. So I'm gonna wrap this up and get it up for you guys. I'm gonna get some sleep. Get up in a few hours, get my son off to school, and then get my butt over to the doctor and get the stitches taken out. And hopefully I'll have some news later today. Figuring out what I'm gonna do with this computer. I gotta figure out something, and we'll go from there. So thanks for tuning in to my ramble and just talking about Twins and life in general, and my game, which is still rendering part 2. My computer or my laptop's still on. I got it programmed that when PowerDirector finishes rendering it, it saves the file and then it automatically shuts the computer down, which is nice. It's a nice feature to have. I need to update that. I actually do need to update PowerDirector. I need to get the newer one, but that costs money and I don't have it right now. But I'm going to kind of hold off on that until I figure out the desktop problem. So keep an eye out for episode 2. It will be up later today. Probably late morning, early afternoon, depending on when I get my hands on. Wake up and get it back on it. Probably not until after Jonathan goes to school. Between Jonathan going to school and me going to the doctor, I'll probably pop it up on YouTube. So episode 2 will be up later today. And I'm probably going to work on episode 3. If I don't work on it tonight, after Jonathan goes to bed, it'll be when he goes to school on Wednesday. And then I'll figure it out. So that's it for now. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I'm going to go to bed. The painkillers kicked in. It actually doesn't hurt, so I'm feeling really good. And I'm sure you can tell. I'm feeling really good. So hope you guys are doing good. Stay healthy, stay safe, and we'll see you next time. Peace out. The vlog is over.